Good evening, everybody. Hope you're well. Sorry I'm a bit late, but when Kirsty, Matt, and I start chatting, we never stop. We put the world to right and so forth. So, anyway, good evening. Hope you're well. And as you notice, I've moved the cameras just a little bit more again in the studio. If you look on the left-hand side where we've got the sofas, I've moved the camera around a bit more so we can see more of the room. We've got the cat ball again, which is still on the table. It has not moved. On the right-hand side, you notice there the ball and also the cards that are placed on the floor. What I've done, I've moved the microphone as well, put it up to a high sensitivity, and pointed it towards the center of the studio, as you can see on the left-hand picture. Hopefully, that will do the job for us. We might hopefully see some activity. We never know. Miracle would be nice. I just made that a little bit darker just in case. There we go. That should do it. I hope all is well. So hi to Sally, to Alison, to Rhonda, and to Christine. With your chocolate, feet up, hot chocolate, and snacks, sweets, but don't, in case anything happens, you never know, don't want you choking on your sweets, so be careful. And we just never know, we sit back and let the world go by. If you want to see me to flip between the two cameras, then let me know. I can do that for you. I can't really turn up the microphone even more. Oh, pressed the wrong button, turned it off then. I don't think I can. Let me just see if I can adjust it. No, that is it. With the software, I can't do any more. With the software, that's full on. I've also put a new battery in the microphone earlier. But you notice on the floor of the ball, you've got the cards. And what I've done, which you can't see, is that you've got some that have got pictures and the love hearts, and the others are just facing down. So you've got a choice for them to play. Was there for about an hour, so I had a conversation with them all. Didn't see anything on the camera while I was there. It was all very quiet, no one around. I did look online earlier on to see how much one of those K2 meter things cost, and it's only about £20. So I thought that's not too bad. But let's hope so that Julie, that we do get some activity tonight. It's been very quiet these last few nights. I think what you just heard there was a vehicle going by. You can hear the difference compared to the yesterday or the night before, whenever we did it last. And through where we turned off the sensitivity, now we switched on the sensitivity. You can clearly hear the cars going by. Let's have a chat to them in there. Hello, Spirit. Oh, wrong button. Hi, Spirit. Richard here. Hope you can hear me. Just want to say hello and thank you very much for coming in. If you're there, just want to know if you can hear us okay and so forth. It'd be nice for you to prove that you're there in this room, please. That's me, guys. I pushed the wrong button. Pushing the wrong one. Right, now there's the right one. Hi, Spirit. Richard here. Back again. Just want to say hello and ask if you can do something. I put some playing cards for you to play with, and there's also a ball. There's two balls in there you can play with. If you can move them for us to acknowledge that you're there, we'd be ever so grateful. longer. There is a train track about 300 yards, so that you could be hearing that if you have turned the sensitivity up now. It still sounds like running water, mind you. Heard something then. Can you guys hear me okay? How's that? Is that any better? Just turned up the volume. I was faint. Okay. I think tomorrow we have a show on. What is it? Oh, I don't know. Show. What is it tomorrow? Oh, we got Gillian Norma, psychic artist tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and then we have the two boys at the end in their own unique way of doing things, doing readings. And don't forget this Sunday as well in France. Look at the chance if it does go ahead, because there is a limited number that we want. Um, SPTV are making no money from this. No money is coming in my pocket. Any money raised are going to Leah and to Polly for their time. Say thank you as a gift. And it'll be via Zoom only, so you'll have the opportunity to actually directly ask questions to William, who's the spirit boy, and I can never remember the other spirit who's there. So, but you can ask. I expect Polly will explain all this. There'll be Leah on one sofa and Polly on another, and we'll be using these cameras, and I'll be in the room as well, so the quality will be far superior, including the sound. I'm hoping there's a lot of activity just to prove the point that there is activity in this room. There's been some funny noises from there tonight. But the thing is, Rhonda, the toilets are right down the other side of the building, and you definitely cannot hear it. Well, then again, the microphone is sensitive. I can't imagine anybody being in there, to be honest with you. When I was there early on, and there was a gentleman there. I got there about 5:30, and there was one gentleman downstairs in his office. But they have their own toilet and kitchen downstairs, which yet again is nowhere near us. See if I can chat with him again. Hello, Spirit. Oh, that's too much echo. Richard here. Can you just show that you're in this room, please? We're ever so grateful if you could move something. Say hello to us. Show some movement. We're ever so grateful. Just want to say hello to you. Is there a Bobby there? A Rachel? A William? Is there a Harold there? If there's a Harold, can you do something in the room, please? You never know your luck. Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful to those people. Julie, it's how they want to do it in those shows. I don't. All I want to do is send love and light to Spirit, just to say hello to them, just so that they're in the room. I think it's so disrespectful when you treat Spirit like that. If they don't want to come through, don't force them. Every now and then, just say hi to them. Just say that you're there, you're watching. That's it. That's all you need. But you got to remember, they do it for entertainment purposes. I'm not sure about all the playing cards, all that was about. I put some there and nothing's happening. That's what they asked for, apparently. So yeah, not sure what that was about. Good night, Alison. Take care. Enjoy tomorrow. Could be Rhonda, yeah. Sorry, I just went off and brushed my teeth. So we got heard a jingle. What was that? Metal sound. I heard it too. Then my signal went. Just came back. Yeah, I didn't hear it. I went to brush my teeth. Sorry. Was it the same sort of metal sound we've been hearing for the last few lives we've done? Hi, Wendy. Just switch cameras because we've been on this camera for a while now, and I haven't seen anything myself. So I want to switch to the sofas. Yes, it's that same metallic noise we're getting every time we're in here. I don't know what it is. So here we can clearly see where you see the shadow on the left hand side on top of the table. That's where the glass and the catboard is. So one thing I don't understand, I can't get my head around, is that people say they sense spirit in this room when we're there and we witness activity with spirit orbs and so forth. Now, when we've been broadcasting for the last few nights here, just looking at the sofa or the other side of the room, viewers are picking up spirit and say they're in the room. If that's the case, why don't we see their orbs like we would see if someone was there? Surely, if it's the same energy, we would see something. I don't think so, Julie, but I just don't get it because if I sat in that chair, let's say I went to the studio right now and sat in that chair and orbs start appearing, apparently so. Now, could that be dust? Or is it spirit activity because I've entered the room? But why can't we see spirit orbs right now when people say, I've seen this, or I've heard that? Why is it nothing happens orb-wise when people say they sense something in the room? See, at the moment, Wendy's saying she's got Jennifer and Pickering. Pickering, yes, I can understand Pickering. But if that is the case, Wendy, are you picking up what was there? Obviously, that's a silly question because it was there. You know what I mean? Spirit energy or energy of the room. Pickering does make sense of the records that I have. But if there was children playing in that room, like supposedly it was, I'm not saying the medium was wrong, but why can't we see any type of energy? Why can't we see the orbs when we do the trance evenings or other evenings we've been there and we've seen all this activity in the room? Why doesn't it do it now? Hmm. Okay, so you're talking about energy, but surely the energy that's been built up over the hundreds of years in that one particular spot, surely that would generate some type of activity. Okay, Sally, you're saying you're sensing a man, left hand, left suit, got the 40s, he's got a dark suit on. Okay, so why can't we see it? Why can't we see this energy? Why can't we see an orb? And if you look at the plant, it looks like it's got big eyes and a beak, and it's sitting down with two legs. Or is that just my vivid imagination? Yeah, like a possible answer there, Rhonda. But doesn't voice apparently produce energy? I've been on many demonstrations and I've always heard the medium say, "Oh, speak up because I need to use your energy to get spirit in," which I always found was very bizarre because this has now proved the point. When you're doing live readings, like what we do here, you don't hear the recipient voice. And you never hear the medium then turn around and say, "Can you speak up? I need to hear your voice." So it works from your energy for spirit. Hmm, interesting. Maybe that's how the medium works, is working with the recipient with their voice to keep the link going. Possibly that would be the answer I would get if I questioned a medium who said that on a rostrum. As I ask Spirit to come in, please, just to show some energy, use my voice as an energy vehicle to manifest some kind of activity in the room, please. There is a ball, there's some playing cards, there's another little plastic ball on the table which you can push on top of the glass. If you could show us you're in the room, please, I'd be so grateful. So, Sally, you're saying that mediums work on vibrations and energies. So, how they're using the energy and the vibration when they're going live? Because all they're working with, unless they're using their own energy or their own vibration, yet again, the medium would come out with that answer. I know that it works because we've all witnessed it. I'm not putting a down point. I'm just trying to figure out how spirit over the years you hear all these excuses from all these mediums over the years saying they need to hear your voice, they need to see you to have a direct link, and we've proven it time and time before, and it's not true. Because if you're working live, and you can't see the recipient. Sometimes you can't even see their face. You just got a name. So the energy is purely from spirit. Got to be. Wendy, we do feel a temperature change in the room when spirit does come close. The bottom of the sofa near your feet goes absolutely freezing, but the rest of your body's fine. It's just the feet and from the shin downwards, sort of thing. Getting frogs, you should go and see a doctor about that. Oh, come on, do something in there. Did you hear that then? Spirit, if that was you, could you do that again, please? I'm just going to contradict myself now because on the first night we did this from the studio, we saw an orb at the very beginning. As soon as we started streaming, an orb flew by on the left-hand side. So yeah, and then when I went back to the studio and like a night afterwards, I was hitting the pillow to show the difference between dust. And once the dust settled down, we see an orb go across the sofa, or something perceived to be an orb, I should say. Mm. That noise is definitely a train. It's starting to distinguish between a train and a car or a vehicle. Good night. So we have Patty, who's live with us on Wednesday evening, Patty Kennedy, and I have sent her a message asking if she'd be interested to go live from the studio. Because if that's the case, then I will just stay on because I'll be there and just go live after the show. I'll sit in the little corner, have my feet out, and I'll hide behind the screen so you can't see me. Biting my nails, sweating and being petrified. Not sure what that sound though. At least you get a better quality. Oh, I heard something then. Good night, Wendy. Take care. See you, Sally. I should give it another 12 more minutes, everyone. That means we've been on for an hour, and I'll call it a night as well. Sweet dreams, Julie. Yeah, annoying thing, Rhonda, is that we got the studio back in January last year, hoping to do daytime shows, afternoon and evening shows. And as you're well aware, the lockdown happened, so it didn't come to fruition, sadly enough. We've done some evenings there when we first got the studio. We did quite a few there, and just after lockdown, we did a couple more. But not as widely used as I hoped, because the idea of that was to have There's enough a room in there to have about 15 to 16 people sitting there comfortably. And behind the screen there is actually where some of the chairs are, which we put out. When we go into seating measurements, then it's about 10 people that we can have sitting at safe distance. We've done poly in there a few times doing trance, and they're available on the SBTV Facebook page, which you can go and see. We've done a few late night evenings where we've done basically what we're doing here, but with people in the room, and that's when you see a lot of activity. The one you want to look for is the one with Gemma in Cape May. That's the funniest one because they seem to be playing with her, and she gets frightened and hides behind a pillow and stuff. It's quite funny. And when we broadcast from there, we have a 40-inch screen monitor that we can put up. So if anybody wants to watch it, because it's pitch black in there, it literally is just so dark in that room. And therefore we put the monitor up so you can actually see all the activity in the room, otherwise you just would not see it. It was very frustrating because a lot of money was spent buying the furniture, the carpet, this cutlery we purchased as well, the chairs we purchased, the computer, for example, the monitors. It was roughly around £3,000 that I spent to get all this going for everyone. Take care, Julie. Julie, you have to come into the studio one time with all your equipment and have a chin wag with them. So we're live at the SBTV studio, where we broadcast one of the areas of the sofa, the Sunday sofa, and some of our chat shows that we do there. On the left-hand side, you've got a small table with a cat ball on top of a glass, and then behind that you have a plant, and then to the right of that you've got a sofa. Behind the sofa you have a table with some books and ornaments, a picture on the wall, another plant. Right to that, as you can see, another sofa, and to the right of that there's another small table with a lamp on there. And then on the right hand side picture you can see the small table with the lamp. That's where the clock is as well. As you can tell, the battery has been taken out. Then you have the screen behind there. The screen we have the fan, some more equipment, some chairs, the broadcasting suite, a couple of office chairs where I sit. And on the right hand side you've got a unit with drawers in where we have the aromatherapy equipment in. Next to that is a tool cabinet where we put all our tripods and hide them away. And then obviously the small cabinet to the right hand side where the capital is. That's where all our equipment is stored and hidden away. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of our studio. Sadly, nothing yet, Nature. I just tried earlier on, and I don't go on there as much as I do anymore because I can't be involved with Facebook. And no news. It's still saying. In fact, I'll give you the correct wording. Let's try it one more time. Let's try and log it in. It says, sorry, something went wrong. We're working on getting this fixed as soon as we can. And then it says go back, Facebook, copyright, and then the help. And that's it. That's all I get. Nothing else. And it's something to do with called a checkpoint error. And when you do that research on the checkpoint error, it goes back about 8 years, and where Facebook still refuses to do anything about it. They just don't acknowledge that the error exists. So when Jane is back on her feet, she does her coffee mornings from the studio. So she has herself and guests on the sofa, and then the area where I sit, she has her aromatherapy bed with all the oils and so on, so she can actually do some does readings there and also does aromatherapy there and treatments. Polly uses it for behind the screen. There's also a small foldaway table which Polly uses for doing one-to-ones if they don't want to sit on the sofa. But some people do, some people don't. So it's a universal studio. It's to bring people in to relax and enjoy oneself. We have plenty of parking there. We have our own mini kitchen, and it's very isolated, um, away from all the other units. It is a strange one, yeah. I've tried to investigate it. I spoke to a few Facebook gurus, and it's all the same thing. Don't get it. They don't understand it. I thought it was like 28 days ban or something like that, but apparently not. It's just can't be helped. I haven't. I've had so many explanations as to what it is, what it could be, and every one that I've looked into hasn't worked, including with people reporting how to get around it, how you fix it, and that still hasn't fixed it. At one point, it asked me for my ID, so I sent my ID, and they actually then wrote back and said, "Can you send us ID that belongs to you?" It's like, well, that's my picture, that's my name, that's my date of birth, all the information that's on my profile is there. So very bizarre. Right, just a couple of more minutes, people, and then I should say good night myself. Here again, another night with no activity. Let's hope Wednesday will be a bit different if I'm in there. So I'm going to say good night to you now. Have a great day tomorrow. Sweet dreams when you do go. And thanks for joining me for another night of watching paint dry. So yeah, sweet dreams, everyone. Take care, all. Um, I didn't know she was on her home page. She messages me and says she's not very well. So she must be feeling better. That's what she says, is that she's not feeling too well, so she can't make it tonight. So that's that's all I know. That's all I can tell you. But anyway, I'm off. Good night, all.